Hi, this is Don Kedar, and today I have a very interesting show for you guys, a special program about the Temple Mount, of course. And we went up to Tel Aviv to interview a woman named Golan. And what she has done is she has started an organization to help fight against the refugee problem in Southern Tel Aviv, where the Israeli government has brought in all of these refugees from Sudan, Eritrea, and all these areas where they have basically made their way through Egypt, and you know, some of these guys have been through some really hard issues. And what we've done is we have actually created a problem in Southern Tel Aviv, very disrespectfully, as they're here committing awful crimes, assaults against the citizens of Southern Tel Aviv, you know, just a bunch of crime, and you name it. So what's happened is it's just becoming out of control. And this woman, Golan, she started the Hebrew city in order to fight that and say, listen, this is Tel Aviv. This is a Hebrew city. And we need to fight for that identity. We need to keep that identity because this is Israel and we only have one place to live. And so she's taken up this fight, petitioning the government and the local ruling bodies and just raising this issue and trying to challenge it. So I decided to ask her what she thought about Cry for Zion and our organization and our movement from the perspective of a secular Zionist growing up in Southern Tel Aviv. How does she see herself and Jerusalem and the Temple Mount and its relevance to her from that perspective, and not, you know, just hearing from somebody who is you know, religious and obviously have a connection or a desire for the Temple Mount and to pray up there. What about somebody like her? So now we're going to transition to the interview that we conducted just a few months ago, and I hope you enjoy.
First of all, I must comment about those definitions of, you know, secular and religious, because I know to the outside I look as a secular, but no one could really, you know, define a person about his beliefs about the outside. I can you know, talk about myself and say that no one can appeal my belief in Hashem, but I know as to the outside it's hard to accept my opinions because a secular girl, so-called, in Tel Aviv, she has to like hate those things. I'm going to be very honest about what Temple Mount is for me. But before I'm going to say that, I'm going to say what I think about our, really, I don't know what word to say that it won't sound blunt, but I consider our government to be a complete loser about everything that concerns the Temple Mount. The Temple Mount, one, if not the most holy place for the Israeli Jews to go up and pray, is being banned out of us, so-called in our territory. I don't get the scared, you know, behavior of our government and of our Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. I just don't understand that. This is our place to go there, to pray, to be one with our beliefs, and we are not allowed there. You know, I think about the fact that just not too long ago, you know, 2 months ago, we were supposed to build a bridge, a new bridge for the Israeli people to walk on, because for the last 10 years, the Israeli people are not able to go on a bridge there. They're going on a wobbling bridge when the Muslims actually are going on a couple of entrances there. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about the fact that our Prime Minister, the almighty Benjamin Netanyahu, that appears to everyone as a strong leader, built secretly a way for the Jewish to go on the Temple Mount. They built a secret bridge, and once everyone found about it and the Jordan said no, 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 then he ruined it in one night. So I'm trying to understand, is the Jordanian people asking for our authority to go on some sort of a mosque in Jordan, but we are not allowed to build a bridge? What message does this send to the world? Are we that scared to defend our own property, our own holy place, to go there? And this is actually linked to why I'm not going there. You know, many people ask me, you talk so much about the Temple Mount, how can you not have went there? And you know, I really thought about the answer to this question with myself, and I reached a conclusion that was very painful to me to really comprehend. I think I was blocking it most of the time. Actually, you know, it's like I've been to the Western Wall many times, and I'm watching the Temple Mount, and I could easily just, you know, not so easily because it's not so easy for Jews to go there, but I could go and go up there, and something in me just refused to do that. And I asked myself, why? This is I think is one of the most humiliating thing that a Jewish woman and a Jewish human being and civilian in Israel should have to admit. The anger in me is so big about the fact that we are not able to go there freely, that we are not allowed to say our most basic prayer, Shema Yisrael, to our Lord. You know, we're talking about free religion, free speech, and free way of dealing with your beliefs, and we're not allowed to do that. We are being guarded by Jordanian and Muslims authorities, and I'm just thinking, if I can't do that, aren't I basically cheating who I am, and I'm cheating in front of Hashem? What am I really supposed to do there? So basically I'm just blocking myself from go there until the day we are actually will be able to do that freely. And whether it's correct or not, I don't know. Maybe it's even incorrect, because by doing that and more people are actually doing what I'm doing, we're actually letting go on our home or on Temple Mount, something that should be a part of each and every one of us. And I think it's just so sad to actually know and comprehend about the fact that in our country we can't go to one of our most holy places. It's just really pathetic. I wish we would take control in our own land of one of the most holiest places of Israel. I wish we would, but the actual rally that should be happening right now is the rally against the occupation and of the Palestinians and of the foreign authorities from Jordan. Because right now, Jewish people are actually not allowed to go whenever they want to the Temple Mount. There are certain places that they are not even allowed to go in, while those Palestinian people, Arab people are playing soccer there, are basically praying to Mecca with their behind to the Temple Mount. They're making a control post of terror from inside what's supposed to be the most holiest place to them. Jewish people are not doing that. They're going there to pray. They're going there to talk with their God. But those Arabs that are staying there, the only reason that they're staying there is because they see the Temple Mount as a weak spot with the Israeli government and the Israeli people. They see it as an opportunity to continue and make a spiteful hatred lectures that they have there. They brainwash the people that come there. From there, they tell the people to go and commit suicide bombs outside. They see it as an opportunity to basically inflame the third intifada that actually, in my opinion, is already happening. We don't need to wait for it. But if we won't take control of one of our most holy places, if not the most holy, if we won't take control of the Temple Mount, which is ours, we are an independent country, Jewish country, who's been built after so many thousands of years. If we are scared to go up there and say Shema Yisrael and let them to continue to give their hatred speech over there, I'm telling you, this is the beginning, not only of the third intifada, but of them understanding that they have a right to basically control everything that's holy and good to the Israeli people. Rabbi Yehuda Glick wasn't almost murdered and by miracles survived, not by incident. This is something that came from our lack of control over the Temple Mount. You know, tomorrow they will say we're not allowed to go to the Western Wall. They will say we are not allowed to go to Tzfat. They will say we can't even pray in our synagogues. Okay, it's a very good example to what just happened when 4 rabbis got slaughtered and murdered in a Temple Mount and another Israeli Druze soldier. This is after the hatred that came from us going up to Temple Mount. They are being brainwashed by the radical leaders that have been telling them that we actually have no right over the Temple Mount. you will read the Quran, if you will read what is being said over there, where is it said to them to pray? They say, come to pray on Mecca. Mecca is not Temple Mount. So even if we are trying, let's put all that aside, okay? And we are trying to all live in peace. We're trying to get to a solution where the Arabs can come and pray, Jewish people can come and pray, everyone can come and pray. They don't want that. Right now, the people who are getting discriminated on their own land is the Jewish people in the Israeli land. How could that be happening? With any other country would have been tolerated to that. We are, and we will get punished for that, because doing that is hurting us, not anyone else. Totally. Because the connection is, we've been fighting for our right to just continue to live in our home in safety. And from the other side of the map, people are fighting, Jewish people are fighting to go on one of their most holy places in the land of Israel. We're not fighting to do something that is against our beliefs, because wherever you fight and struggle on your own right to live in your land in safety and to continue your own basic right to just live in your home, in your Jewish land, then this means that we're not just fighting on two sides of the borders, two sides of the maps. We are fighting for the same thing. If people in South Tel Aviv cannot continue staying in their homes, and there are people that come to me, like those left organizations, like infiltrators, that are coming to me and telling me, move out of your house. And I ask, why? Why do I need to get up and move out of my house? Because 100,000 of infiltrators came here and occupied me? Same thing happens to the Temple Mount. Because this is our place, this is our holy land, we have the prerogative mandatory to stay there. People come and tell them, do not do that. Don't go up to Temple Mount because because someone else decided it belonged to them. So the way we are fighting for South Tel Aviv and the way that the entire Jewish country should be fighting for the Temple Mount is completely linked, because Israel is one land, the only land we have, and every centimeter in that land, if it's a very holy place, if the most holy place, and if it's South Tel Aviv, it's still a very holy place. Everything is holy. For me, South Tel Aviv is holy as well. It's my house, it's where I grew up. Obviously, there's no comparison to the Temple Mount, but the way we fight for that is the way we should fight for the other thing. The Israeli people should actually unite and understand that if we won't fight for our country, we won't have her tomorrow. Because the more infiltrators that come here, the more legitimacy we'll give to terror to control our places, our homes, the more our rightful stand on this country will just go away. Oh, wow. I don't think there is such a thing. There's no Zionism without Zion. This entire concept of Zionism is defined by Zion. We need to remember we all belong to Zion. We all came from Zion, and this is where we'll stay. We, our children, our grandchildren, and the next future generations. So anti-Semitic people and people that don't think Jewish people should have a land like to use that concept, Zionism, as something mean, as something spiteful. And what you just asked just emphasized the fact why they say that, because Zion that comes from Zionism, that comes from Zion is what threatened them. Our strong roots is what scares them. We will never break. The Jewish nation will always continue to live, no matter how much they'll try to break us and ruin us. So Zion, for me, is the Jewish people that will live forever under this Zionism. I know Rabbi Yehuda Glick's organization, and I've been watching his activity. I've been very supportive and getting inspiration. I saw your move and cry for Zion, and I must say, I looked at it a couple of days ago, and I really looked again, and I read the material there, and I must say, I was touched, not only by the way that you basically demanding the right of the Jewish people to come to Temple Mount, but by the fact that I'm so glad that people still care, because of the anger of what I've been through, what I've talked about before, the anger of what's going on there, you know, the abandonship that the government basically abandoned the Jewish people for going to their holy place. You know, no one cares, and to see people that still see the truth, still care, still are trying to rise up the Jewish people, who I guarantee you 90% of the Jewish people in Israel and in the world want to go to Temple Mount, care about what's going on there, but don't have the strength to really go and do that. And this movement is so important, not only to make these people understand that they have a right on their holy places and they have a right on their Jewish land, but also to bring the power that just, you know, went away from them. Because when you see rabbis that because they're so scared, they're saying that it's not allowed to go there, and when you see people that are getting shot, and when you see our authorities being such scared and not standing up to their own, then it makes you wonder, is it really worth to danger my life or to do that? But it is, because it's not just about endangering your life, it's who you are. If you're giving up Temple Mount, we're giving up ourselves. We might as well not call ourselves Jewish anymore, and we might as well just not have a Jewish country. What's the point? Let's each one go. I will go back to Iraq. You will go back to the U.S. or wherever you came from. Important thing to say. I know we're laughing, but if seriously, this is the core of what we're fighting for. The Temple Mount is the one symbol that's supposed to unite all Jewish people in Israel and around the world. And if each and every one of us will go back to his country and will give up our Jewish state, then okay, but none of us are going to do that. And we should wake up and understand that this is what defined us as Jewish people. And Cry for Zion, your movement, I must say that I applaud this movement, and I think the Jewish people in Israel should make it stronger and should know that this is what keeps us alive. This is what keeps the Jewish flame alive. And in order for us not to have a Holocaust again, this is what we need to remember, what symbolizes us as Jewish people. And I think the Temple Mount is not just mandatory for all people to go up, but it's a part of not just our nation, but a part of anyone home. You know, in Hebrew we say Har HaBayit. And I say this is Habayit shel kol echad meitanu. It's the home of each and every one of us. And I applaud you again for this movement, for reminding that all to us.